Well, joining me now is Andrew Levy, a former UK diplomat who was expelled from Russia in 2007. And Andrew, when we look at Alex's report there and talking about Lehman hopingly giving some Ukrainians impetus to push forward and that it may be a turning point, how significant do you think it is?
I think it's very significant. The momentum looks like it's very much with the Ukrainians now, although it's important to observe your map showed huge areas still under Russian control, or at any rate not under Ukrainian control. And it also showed some of the horrific circumstances that we've got used to seeing on our screens. And that is a very, very grave situation. But I think the Ukrainians do have the momentum.
In terms of what's actually happening on the ground, we're seeing Russian missile strikes in places like Zaporizhia, regions that Russia says it essentially already controls. It's clear that it doesn't have control of all the areas that it held referendums in. Do you think anything will change in terms of the policy coming out of Moscow?
It doesn't have control. It doesn't have full control. Of course, they weren't referendums. I know you know that, but I think it's important to say that they were complete shams. I mean, ludicrous and really disgraceful behaviour. What Putin is trying to do is to hang on inside Russia. He wants to live. He has $200 billion worth of wealth. He'd like to enjoy some of that. And that's the context in which the Ukrainians and the Americans and Western allies who are giving Ukrainians military equipment assistance and financial assistance need to look at the situation and the likely actions of Putin and his crew in the future.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that the West are misreading Putin, that you think he would be quite happy to sit back and retire and enjoy his wealth?
No, I don't think I'm saying that, but I am saying that he wants to survive, and he's always looking for the option that allows him to do that. He's been doing that for 20 odd years, in fact, for much longer. In his biography, we know it from his childhood. He talked about how he had to survive on the streets of St. Petersburg. And so if push comes to shove, he's not going to do something suicidal. That's one thing I'm saying. Second thing I'm saying is we need Euro-Atlantic, so American, Canadian, European solidarity with Ukraine and with each other to see through this extremely perilous crisis where of course, he's issuing nuclear threats. If we see it in the round, I think there's a way through. We should keep calm and determined, but it is very perilous.
I mean, do you think there is a real chance that he will use smaller scale nuclear weapons with a smaller impact area as part of this conflict? Could he?
I think there's a very small chance that he would do it. A very small chance of that is far too high. The USA in private, we know, have warned of devastating consequences should he do such a thing. And by the way, were he to do such a thing and get away with it in any form, then the world would dramatically change. The assumptions about who could use nuclear weapons when would dramatically change, and we wouldn't recognize the world we live in. Therefore, the US as the leading power is making clear to Putin the devastating consequences. I don't know the details, none of us do, of what they've said, but the devastating consequences of any such action.
Okay. Grim times indeed. Andrew Levy, good to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.